So on this episode of the Braaappp, we're going to do a how-to video for radiator guards from Unabiker, UnabikerRacing.com. They sent us some pretty red radiator guards. This application will fit an 09 to 12 450 CRF as well as a 10 to 12 250F. So the next step is I take the hardware out of the packaging. They do a really good job of supplying you with everything you need, which is, pretty good. So I set up the bolts, the washers, everything. So on this, they have the support beams across here, and that supports it from side impact. This will eventually go on here and on the. But this is going to be the frame side, the throttle side. So I want to get the hardware put in here, so the frame doesn't mess with me with doing that. So it's pretty simple. With the support post, you just slide them on in. Pretty easy. Align it really well. It's an Allen with a washer bolt. And then you're going to take your 4mm Allen. Tighten it up, make it pretty snug. They don't have torque specs or anything, just tighten it up pretty good. So this is basically, I prepped it to put on the bike, so I don't have to mess with the frame or anything like that. And next we'll show you bike prep to install these. So for bike prep, to install the radiator guards, basically you take the 10mm bolts off for the seat. We've done that already. So on this Honda, this has an aftermarket or turbos gas tank. So you're going to take the two shroud bolts off, and then on here it has the 8mm tank bolt, and then obviously the other two on the other side for the shrouds. So we're going to take the tank off as well as the fuel pump line. So now we got the seat and the tank off. On this particular Honda, you can tell it's had a little bit of side impact damage. The shrouds are kind of wasted, or the mud guards are wasted, so you can throw those out. So these actually are bent in a little bit. He needed some Unabiker radiator guards a while ago. So the radiator mounts to the frame by two bolts. It's an 8mm. So we're going to remove those real quick. So we got that. We're going to save that bad boy. And then on the back side here, there's a ground wire on this particular Honda. This is an 09 Honda. It has a ground wire for the ECU wiring harness, we believe. Just grounds it out. So just be careful with that bad boy. And we're going to take this bolt out as well. We prepped it. We had the hardware on the inside for the support beams already for the frame side. Still on the throttle tube side. There's actually a overflow hose. Is a good reference. It goes straight down and it drops down on this particular bike. What I want to do is I want to suck the overflow hose on this side of the brace, and that will have this flush to the frame. So slide her in there. Make sure it's behind the overflow hose. Line up the holes here on the top. You can actually pop this off and look on the inside there. So we got the hardware mounted up again, just like OEM. The radiator's nice and tight. And you can see on the Unabiker radiator guards that this particular top piece on this Honda is on the outside of the rubber mount, where on the back side of the other one's going to be flush against the frame itself. So we're setting up the side. Basically goes on the side. We're going to mount it with the 4mm bolt that comes with the kit. I don't snug them down yet. I just trying to line everything up properly on these nice Hondas. So at this point I got everything tightened up on the frame side, so I'm just going to tighten these bad boys up. Like I said before, Princess doesn't like the Loctite. I do. So, and this is his bike, so we're going to run with what we got here. So we got these two mounted, and it looks like we're starting to get pretty close on the hoses itself. So they came with basically plastic spacers, and what these do is I think they do two things. They'll keep it away from the hose when you bring it out, as well as support it a little bit more from side damage, so nothing's so close to the radiator. So clutch side, we've already put them on, but you take the two bolts off that hold the radiator in. We discarded the front mud shield, the OEM ones. You're gonna, bolt them back in. I use the Allen for the front on this one, and then the OEM on the back side one, just because I like the flush mount with those. You already installed the post prior to putting it against the frame. You're just going to put this side panel on by the two Allens, and I personally Loctite them, but we got the turbos tank on, the SDG seat. So we're gonna, the finishing touches here, we got the two shroud bolts, and what you want to do is align this shroud with the bracket, the radiator bracket that goes into the frame. So make sure that's snug. That looks good. I got the bolt down below here. You're just gonna, on the bracket for the radiator, you're just using the OEM one with the OEM hardware. Just tighten that bad boy down. You're good to go. There you go. So on Princess's bike, we took off another manufacturer's radiator braces, and as you can tell, he did bend them up pretty good. This just has the side impact, and then they had an OEM for the mud guard, which is basically junk in my opinion. And then, so basically Unabiker, they replaced the side impact as well as applying the front. Any debris, anything like that, punctures or anything like that, it's got the guard in the front now. So it's basically enclosed the whole radiator for any kind of impact, protects it really well. For these particular, these guys are East Coast guys. We're here in Oregon. Really easy to simple. I called them up. I said, hey, we need some radiator guards. Sent it out. Basically 2 days. I think we had them 2 or 3 days. Installing these, really simple. As you can tell, comes with all the hardware. Price points, these are pretty inexpensive compared to a radiator, as well as they're equal to the rest of the manufacturers, but these have more protection in my opinion. So Unabiker, definitely thumbs up. They did a great job.
That was beautiful.